Hello, let's get that elevator music out of the way. Welcome to the second period of Rethink the Rink, the unique collaboration between the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Carnegie Mellon University, and Covestro. This week, every day, we'll take a look at behind the scenes of this amazing collaboration and talk with direct participants. Yesterday, we had Phil Bork from the Pittsburgh Penguins talk from the perspective of an NHL player. And if you missed yesterday's broadcast, just go to YouTube, type in hashtag Rethink the Rink, and you'll find it. And today I have the great pleasure of welcoming Dan Bourgeois from Bauer. He works as the VP for Product Innovation at Bauer Hockey. And he has been working closely with the Carnegie students already for 2 years. And let me get our guests live so we can see how our connection works. And there we have Dan. Welcome.
Hey, Nico. Thanks for having me. Great pleasure to be with you.
Great to have a clear connection to Montreal, as the Finns say. And we have also Bob Walker, the guy who is organizing the Make-a-thon since the beginning. Welcome, Bob.
Hi, thank you, Nico. Great to be here.
So before we kick off our conversation, let me again remind you that you can comment, ask questions, and make protests on this livecast by typing in your comments on this channel. Dan, Bob, and I will, of course, respond to you nearly in real time because we can see your comments. Yesterday, we had a great global audience, also, from places like South America and Middle East. So evidently, hockey is being played way beyond North America, Canada, and the Nordics. So let us know in the comments where you are playing hockey. So, Dan, Bauer has been known as a skate manufacturer for nearly 100 years. And Bauer, of course, has been since protecting players in more ways than one. Actually, I remember learning to skate with Bauer's, and I can actually show you. Here are my skates. It's not the ones I actually started skating with. But, if you live in Finland, you kind of learn to skate at the same time you learn to walk. Dan, so this is pretty much the reason why in Finland, in many Nordic countries, Bauer is a household name. Everybody knows Bauer. And of course, there was Bobby Bauer. I mean, those who played hockey know Bobby Bauer from the Boston Bruins. So Dan, it certainly seems like Bauer has a tight relationship with hockey. But we have many in the audience, I'm sure, who are not familiar with Bauer or hockey equipment for that matter. So can you share a little bit about Bauer and how it came about and your mission?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Bauer was created in 1927 from Kitchener, Ontario. And of course, through the years, Bauer brought innovation, and we have different sister parents company inside of Bauer organization. Cooper, for an example, that was the first year in 1964 when we introduced the SK10. Of course, a new helmet then it was there mostly for fracture, but not really a big protection. But it's only in 1977 then the NHL make the mandatory of the helmet. But innovation was key for us through the year. And this is a nice graphics through the innovation. We're going from the first company who's making the skate, but namely people understand the plastic holder for your steel with the brand name Talk. But through the year, we brought innovation, but 1997 was the Bauer 5000 that really changed the way the helmet is perceived in the industry. Of course, Bauer is the number one brand associated with hockey, very popular, as you said, in the Nordic.
All over the world.
Yeah, exactly. And since 2010, we introduced the React technology. Then we call React because we introduce new protection in terms of the rotational impact. That is the way to protect your brain damage. And since 2010, every 2 years we're introducing new helmet. Then, of course, our mission is to offering all athletes athletes over the world the innovation to perform at their best, and also we have a passion to protect. Then that's the philosophy of Bauer, is constantly push the border and make innovation for protect better, play safe, and have something that people look good when they're wearing our equipment.
Which is, I think, an interesting point. I mean, growing up as a kid and playing hockey, looking good was not something you had on the list, but rather having something that protects your head. Bob, you have been working with Bauer from kind of from the beginning, not from the very beginning, I guess. But Bob, can you tell us a little bit kind of how you came to work with Bauer in this sphere of make-a-thons, which is now we're now starting the fourth Make-a-thon, and you started 3 years ago. How did you come to work together with Bauer?
Yeah, Nico, we started working with Bauer actually in the second Make-a-thon, which would have been in 2019, and that it was an interesting connection. We had when we started the Make-a-thon with our Carnegie Mellon students in March of 2019, we knew that the focal area was going to be goalie helmets, and we had no connection whatsoever to Bauer at that point, but we knew they were the prominent industry partner for us should we have some great ideas coming out of the students at Carnegie Mellon. And luckily for us, in the first Make-a-thon, we developed a relationship with Athletica Sports Systems, which is a big partner of ours now in our Dasher Board project. And the CEO of Athletica, Andrew McRae, had a connection into Bauer, and he actually made the connection to us. So it was more or less a cold call to Bauer's technical folks, and they were very receptive to hearing us out, and in fact invited us to their technical center in Montreal. And myself and several of my colleagues and two of the students actually working on the goalie helmet project went to Montreal to this facility here and introduce ourselves, and we had a good couple-hour discussion with their technical folks, and I think the rest is history. We got connected to Dan, and we had some really good dialogue in the goalie helmet project, and then last year we had another equipment project in shoulder and elbow pads, and Bauer has been part of that as well. And here we are in the third Make-a-thon with focus on protective equipment with player helmets. So it's a natural for us to keep that relationship alive with Bauer. And I got to tell you that that partnership is really strong, and Dan and I have become fast friends throughout the process as well.
It's certainly great to see world names in hockey being a part of this collaboration. Let's go a little bit back before to this year. So before we talk about helmets, can you, Dan, share your experience from the previous year when, as Bob mentioned, it was shoulder pads and elbow pads? So Dan, can you a little bit recollect what were your experiences, and what was it about this partnership kind of in the first year that made you say, hey, we want to continue this partnership?
Yeah, look, the relationship is great, and as you saw, Bauer is about innovation, and innovation is not just internally. Then we value the innovation with the open thinking, and the open innovation, working with students, working with university. That's what we value a lot. Then when first we talked with Bob and Covestro, and just the name Rethink the Rink, the name is an innovation in itself. Then we fall in love with the concept, and we said we want to be part of that. And working with students is a great experience because, look, they're fresh mind, fresh eyes, and they're coming up with something that sometimes we're so close, trying to find solution. Then working with external, they brought like new perspectives and new innovation. And love working with students. It's great collaboration, and that's why we like so much this program, and working with the Pens of Pittsburgh, Covestro, and Carnegie Mellon University is a great fit.
And certainly, then I know Bauer has a deep sense for innovation. I mean, you guys refresh your product line so often; it's hard to keep track. That's great to see. So let's talk about helmets, because I've crashed against the ice with my Bauer helmet too many times to remember. And Bob can remember last time I fell, I dislocated my shoulder. Luckily, I had a Bauer helmet keeping my head in one piece. But of course, I'm just a hockey enthusiast, and the pros have totally different requirements. And yesterday, Phil Bork showed his Joffa bucket from the 70s. So when did you showed that actually just now, Dan, when you started with helmets? But do you think we are going with helmets? And could you share some of your insights from the discussions you have had with the students this week?
Yeah, what we said is important, and the development of a helmet is a combination. Then, of course, helmet first thing is about protection, and we know it's very important. But protection is different level of protection, and also this helmet is a certification that we have to go through the process to make sure that what we introduce to market, it's safe, everything. But as Phil talked about yesterday, with the Joffa, everything, it's important that we make combination of 4 factors. Then the fit, comfort associated with protection is super important, but the shell design is very important. And Phil mentioned also yesterday during his podcast, the feel good, fit goods, and play goods. It's very important. Then pro players, if you're bringing just an helmet that is not attractive and look good, they will not wear it. And also, in our insight, we've seen it that 73% of players saying that the helmet they're wearing is not comfortable and too small for their head. Then it's very important that we match fit, comfort, protection, and also a nice looking design. And this is why we brought the React 150, introducing last year, and you saw an exploded view of the helmet. Then helmet is a complex design with multiple pieces going together. Then here I have with my hand is the React 150, the same that we provide to the student, but over the protection going inside with the comfort pad, but also the impact protection, in making this helmet super good for protection, but also easy for adjustment. And we call the freeform adjustment, that it's a patent design that you could adjust it. Then you see it could fit for all. Then that's one thing, but it not stop over there. We want to keep going with the student and come up with something new, better than this helmet. And that's the expectation we're looking for. And of course, I select this color because it's the Penn's color. I'm pretty proud to have it to and match with your jersey, Nico.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a nice color I haven't seen in stores. Bob, I mean, from your perspective, you have been looking at different aspects of hockey. First, where the dasher boards, then the shoulder pads, and elbow pads and shoulder pads. Now helmets. What are your thoughts regarding? I mean, where do we go next? Is there? Do we do 100 Make-a-thons and then we have reinvented the whole game?
Well, Nico, I think that the best way to answer that question is to kind of reiterate the enthusiasm of the Penguins organization. This is a strong commitment from that organization, because they are steeped in the interest of player safety. And as you can imagine, injuries to their premier players when it takes them off the ice is a big financial hit to them. And so, it's in their best interest to keep all of their players safe and on the ice and continuing to play, because that helps them win games and helps them win championships. So I think as long as they're committed, we're committed, and our partners are committed, our Carnegie Mellon partners are surely committed. I think the sky's the limit on where we can go with the innovation, where we can go with player safety, and we've got young, bright minds that are throughout the Carnegie Mellon University system. I think we'll continue this for years to come.
Which is very promising to all the hockey fans out there. Dan, we just saw some pictures of the students, and actually we will be having live students joining this live cast the day after tomorrow. So don't worry, you'll have the opportunity to also ask the students themselves on their thoughts. But Dan, as you had the opportunity to chat with them and listen to their questions, what are your perspectives so far? Are you excited about what's to come? Next week, a completely new product line or something you haven't thought about? Because, I mean, you guys are experts in hockey design, and you have been that for a very, very long time. And now you're talking, as you said, to bright young students. What's your feelings right now?
Oh, my feeling is good. Look, my expectation is coming with new idea. And, of course, probably will not be perfect for commercialization. But we'll work together and we'll find a way to make the game safer. My experience in a year or two when we work on a goalie mask, they come up with something unique that we're still working on it, and we expect to be able to launch it in a year or two. But the thinking came from those students. And look, we're all open to see what they could do. And we'll work together for the next step, and that's my expectation.
And it's kind of sad to see, and this is what we also heard from Phil, that we are no longer, and you guys are not able to be there physically. So there is that kind of virtual gap between the collaboration. But looking at these pictures, the students seem to be able to overcome that quite well, and do it virtually, just like we are doing right now. So we're certainly looking forward to the rest of the week and see how this develops. But Dan, I have one more question, because there has been a tug of war on how to pronounce Montreal. And I have to tell you a story. We Finns know Montreal because it started in the 60s as a Finnish hockey stick manufacturer. I've played with Montreal hockey sticks in my youth. But everybody appears to say Montreal differently. So I have to ask you this then, as a French Canadian, help us. How do you say Montreal in Canadian French and then American English? And Bob, you have to say it after Dan, and then we get it right.
The French language is a complicated language. We're not pronouncing S at the end or T. Then Montreal in French is Montréal. Then no T, like Montréal. That's the way you have to pronounce it. And Montreal in English way. And it's a funny language, but we say it's a love language.
Okay, Bob, you're up.
So, Nico, we know it as Montreal, and in that Montreal sounds very, 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 very appealing. So maybe we switch.
Yeah, we will all start talking French.
Yeah,
and then we will all speaking the language of love and hockey, and then it's all good. So thanks you guys both for taking the time to chat a little bit about the Ice Hockey Make-a-thon. We'll be back tomorrow and discuss and see where we are there. So Dan, thank you very much for joining, taking your time. Bob, stay healthy and stay safe.
Yep. Thanks, Nico. You too.
Thanks, Nico. Bye.
Bye, Dan.
Bye, Bob.
Alrighty. Thanks again for tuning into our Covestro Hockey Studio. Tune in again tomorrow at the same time when we follow up with the work with the students, and also Mark Bundy, a senior application development engineer from Covestro. He's a veteran of Rethink the Rink and knows everything about the relationship between hockey and polycarbonates. So if you have questions, tomorrow is your chance. Until tomorrow, stay safe, stay healthy, and Bye-bye.